So the June monthly awards program has been here for a few days. It came out on Friday alongside season 3, which we typically did not do. We typically got it sometime in between a season, but this time it happened to land right on a season release. But regardless, you know what that means. We got a tier list. Let's go through it. Starting off in the D tier, we have Ron Guidry, Dylan Cease, Ke'Bryan Hayes, Gerardo Perdomo, and Scott McGough. Starting off the D tier, we have the captain, Ron Guidry. Now, look, as a Yankees fan, I hate to say this, but he's just not good in the show. I mean, slider, four-seam, two-seam, curveball, that alone will just ruin a card. And he doesn't have good hits per 9. He doesn't really have good anything. Another guy in D tier is going to be Dylan Cease. Now, look, he's a great pitcher in real life, but it doesn't translate to this game. Slider, four-seam, knuckle, curve, changeup is a horrible mix for this game. Yeah, he has good clutch and pretty good per 9s, but the pitch mix really ruins him. Now, I know Ke'Bryan Hayes is a fan favorite from Pirates fans, but look, he can only really hit lefties. The power versus righties is horrible. The clutch helps him out with the contact versus right, and the defense is 99 fielding and 99 reaction. But you have other guys who have better hitting and a little worse defense, but I would rather take them. Here's another 95 overall, Gerardo Perdomo. Don't know if I'm saying that correctly. From the Diamondbacks, high contact, really bad power. I mean, look, you high contact guys, this is a good card for you, but he's not a good card for me. 74-66 power when there are cards at the same position with higher power and good and pretty much the same everything else. He's going to be in the D tier. The last card in the D tier is another Diamondback, Scott McGough. He's a closing pitcher, another guy with just a bad pitch mix, four-seam, splitter, slider, two-seam, and the splitter and the slider have no speed differentials. They're both 87 miles an hour. Look, control and break or the control's good, the break is meh. The per 9s are good, but not a good reliever compared to the rest. Moving up to the C tier, we have Christian Walker, Ha-Sung Kim, Lane Thomas, and Patrick Bailey. Yes, I do have a 98 in the C tier. I know it's a little harsh, but Christian Walker, I predicted him, but I didn't predict his hitting stats to be as bad as I thought they would be. 125 contact versus right is great. 103 power versus left is good. 114 clutch is good. 92 contact left, 82 power versus right with horrible discipline is not good enough, especially when you have better hitters ahead of him. I know, again, has 99 fielding, but there are just better cards. Ha-Sung Kim got a Player of the Month card. Really did not expect this at all, but good for him. He's one of the best defenders in the MLB, and he's one of the leaders in WAR because of that, but his hitting isn't nearly as good. And look, on paper, he's an all-right hitter, 95, 112, 93, 86 with 105 clutch. But there's just better cards, and when you're ranking guys in tiers, he doesn't stack up. Here's Lane Thomas, who I predicted really good against lefties, pretty bad against righties, 92, 78. Clutch helps him, of course. Has really good speed at 96. The defense is silver, but he'll be gold if you parallel one and you put him in right field. He has a really good arm, but overall, again, I'm not taking this guy over Ezekiel Duran, who pretty much has better stats versus lefties and righties and better pretty much everything else. Patrick Bailey, I predicted as well to be the catcher, and of course he is the catcher, the Player of the Month program. Switch hitting catcher, 112, 96 versus left, 95, 87 versus right. Defense is diamond across the board. You can't really compare him to too many guys because he's the only catcher. So the main thing that I compared was the hitting, which isn't nearly as good. In the B tier, we have Christian Yelich, I know, controversial, Brian Bayo, Ezekiel Duran, Reed Detmers, Michael Harris, Ranger Suarez, and Mark Leiter Jr. Now, starting off the B tier, we have a controversial pick, Christian Yelich. Everyone loves Christian Yelich cards. And look, he deserved a Player of the Month card. He's having a bounce back year for sure. But look, 91, 78 versus lefties. I get it. He has 110 clutch. That's not going to cut it compared to some other cards. I mean, he's a B tier card because he's Christian Yelich and he's really good against righties and he has good clutch. His defense is in the silver range. He has good speed as well. But those lefty stats aren't good enough for A tier. Brian Bayo is another starting pitcher in the program, another 98 in the B tier. And he has 110 hits per 9, which is great, 118 pitching clutch, which is great, 99 velo and break, does not have outlier, has a great pitch mix, sinker, circle change, slider, four-seam cutter. The control is okay, and the break is good. You're probably wondering, why is he in B tier? It's because the pitchers ahead of him are better. That's the first thing. I don't think I have any other starting pitchers ahead. Yeah, I don't have any other starting pitchers ahead. So he's technically in the S tier of pitchers. But in the grand scheme of it, 82 Ks per 9, is not good. It's really going to ruin him because he's not going to be able to get any strikeouts. There are going to be so many foul balls. I previously mentioned Ezekiel Duran when I was talking about Lane Thomas, and he's got him beat in pretty much everything. This is the perfect example of being a tier ahead of somebody. Max stats versus lefties, better contact versus righties, clutch is around the same, defense is better, arm strength is 99, can play 6 different positions, and also has really good speed. This card's B tier. Only reason he's not A tier or S is because of the power versus righties. It's too low for that. Here's another pitcher who I have in the B tier, starting pitcher Reed Detmers. Had a great month. 4-seam slider, 12-6, circle change, sweep and curve. Not a good pitch mix. 107, 102 per nines, 111 pitching clutch. So those are pretty good, but the control is meh. It's not really that good on the circle change and the sweeping curve. Same thing with the break. So ultimately, this guy really only has 3 good pitches. And yeah, he has good per nines, but those 3 good pitches aren't the best pitches to have. Michael Harris, again, I predicted to be in this program, and he was. He has maxed out contact versus both sides. Power is in the 70s, you guessed it. And I mean, look, 28 discipline, that is so bad. I don't think I've ever seen somebody with 28 discipline. That is crazy. But regardless, I mean, if you look at the power, the vision, and the discipline alone, it's got to put him in B tier, man. Ranger Suarez, he had another prediction correct from the Phillies. Sinker, curveball, circle change, 4-seam cutter, so a pretty good pitch mix. Control is good, break is okay. He's got 103 hits per 9, 118 clutch is nice. Overall, just a really good starting pitcher. Mark Leiter Jr. is the last card in the B tier, and this is a great reliever. 125 hits per 9, 112 pitching clutch. And look, he has a good pitch mix. Splitter, sinker, cutter, 12-6, 4-seam. But compared to the other guys, his control and break, his control is comparable, his break is worse. But his velocity, that's pretty much it. It's pretty much the only reason why he's below guys like Santos and Rogers, and who else is in the S tier? Sorbs and Stewart, as I just relook at my tier list. But great reliever, but better cards. In the A tier, we have Taylor Rogers, Brandon Drury, Gregory Santos, and Charlie Blackmon. Starting off the A tier, we have Taylor Rogers, another guy who I predicted. All right, I'm going to shut up now. But sweeping curve, sinker, cutter is a great pitch mix for 3 pitches. And look, 116, 114 per nines, 122 pitching clutch. The control is there. The break is there. He still also doesn't really throw that hard. He throws a little harder than Leiter Jr., but he has better Ks per 9, better pitching clutch, and he's a lefty reliever. And so lefty relievers, if they don't throw as hard, it's not really as bad because lefty relievers are a lot more rare than righty relievers. Brandon Drury, I was not expecting him to have this good hitting stats. I got a lot of comments for him to be one, and he did. This is a very good card. 108, 106, 105, 103 hitting, 111 clutch, diamond defense, second, first, third, left, and right. If you put him in the outfield, he's going to have a horrible arm and bad speed. But look, he's not S tier. I just, look, it sucks because the only other hitter in S tier is Shohei Ohtani. So that's all you can compare him to, and he just doesn't have the same numbers. Gregory Santos is another righty reliever in this program. Relief pitcher, slider, sinker, 4-seam, circle change, good pitch mix. 102 hits per 9, 110 walks per 9, 113 clutch, 99 velo and break. Outlier on the sinker. Control could be a little better, same with the break, but the slider-sinker combo with outlier is very good. He's pretty similar to a lot of relievers in this game. Charlie Blackmon is the captain for the hitting. I don't know why I said the captain for the hitting. He's the hitting captain. 109, 114, 101, 92 hitting, 125 clutch at base parallel. Also has horrible discipline. Has pretty bad defense. But the reason why he's in the A tier is because he provides more value to your team because he's a captain. If you look at his boosts, he will give you contact versus right and power versus right and contact left and plate vision. So if you get it to tier 3, that's 15 for the rights. So that gives you, gosh, that's 120, that's 124 contact right and then 116 power right. And it also gives you help with the contact left. And he already has maxed out clutch. And last but certainly not least in the S tier, we got, of course, Lightning Shohei Ohtani, Rock Stewart, and Josh Sorbs. Rock Stewart is the first of 2 relievers in the S tier for me. 4-seam slurve, cutter, circle change, sinker is absolutely disgusting. Control could be better. Break is good, but that pitch mix is just so good. He has 99 velo. He throws hard. He has 100, 113, 115, 101 for the hit per 9, K per 9, walk per 9, and clutch. I mean, there's not much more you can ask for outside of control. The other reliever in the S tier is Josh Sorbs, slider, or I don't know why I said that first. 4-seam slider, slurve, Look, the pitch mix could be a little better, but it's good enough. 125 hits per 9 in clutch. I mean, maxed out. That's really good. Everything else is good. Control is great. Break is great. Doesn't really have one bad aspect. And of course, Lightning Shohei Ohtani is in the S tier. I mean, look, it's 99 Shohei Ohtani. What else do you want to say? Pitching wise, 97 stamina is a little low, but who cares? It's stamina. 113, 101 per 9 is great. 115 clutch, great. 99 velo and break, great. Outlier on the 4-seam, great. And the pitch mix is the best we've ever seen from a Shohei card. Slurve, 4-seam cutter, sinker, splitter, just disgusting. Control, yes, not really that good, but that's never the case, or that's always the case with Shohei Ohtani. And the break is very good, but that pitch mix is just too good, and you're not even taking into account his hitting stats. 125 maxed out for contact right, power right, and clutch. 101, 115 for the lefty stats. I don't care, the Vision 61, you're not playing on Legend difficulty. If you are, then okay, I feel bad for you. But regardless, this card is insane. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are new here, follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. But most importantly, make sure you guys are subscribed here on YouTube. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.